As a firefighter, you face challenges that would crush most people's spirits. And yet some of us in those situations emerge even stronger after each trial. What if you could train your mind to be just as resilient as your body? What if mental fitness became your most powerful protective gear? This video is going to reveal the key mental fitness strategy that really separates ordinary humans from extraordinary first responders. Welcome, hotshots, to Firepower X. This is a place where we help you stay one step ahead of stress as a firefighter. My name is Jess. I am a former firefighter and a neuro-linguistic programming master practitioner. What the heck does that mean? That means I'm a personal trainer for your mind. And I want to be your secret weapon to outsmart stress and become a total beast at work and at home. People are going to wonder who the heck you are when I'm done with you. So welcome to the channel. Today I want to talk about shifting our entire paradigm around mental fitness. Many of us throughout life take this approach to mental health, mental fitness, mental performance that is very absolute. When we feel a certain way about something, it's like we get blinders on and we have a really hard time seeing from any other perspective. And so wherever we are standing is what we experience. Wherever we're standing is what we experience until something else happens and then we move. This is the core of today's message. I want you to understand mental health, mental fitness, anything to do with your mind in terms of location. This is the biggest paradigm shift you could ever have in your life. This is the key that helped me go from being self-destructive to being stress-free. But the core paradigm shift is to stop thinking about mental health in such absolute terms that whatever you are, whatever you are thinking, when we're in that spot, we tend to feel like that's how we're going to feel for the rest of our lives. That's what is true now for eternity. It's got this very finite feel to it. And this may sound abstract, and that's okay. But I want you to start thinking about it more in terms of mapping and navigation. Just because I'm in Detroit doesn't mean that Philadelphia has disappeared. Just because I'm in Detroit doesn't mean Philadelphia has disappeared. Because essentially, our old paradigm is that when we're in Detroit forever for the rest of our lives. Oh my God, I have to get my way out of Detroit. I have to claw my way out of it. When if we can just maintain an awareness that there are other places we could be, it makes it that much easier to get out of Detroit instead of feeling like we're stuck there. So what it does is that it gives us more perspective. It gives us cognitive flexibility to stay aware that there are other places we could be, and we just need to either shelter in place where we are and wait it out because it will change, our location will change again. And that makes it that much easier to withstand when we do find ourselves in these mental ghettos and this catastrophic thinking, in just total devastation or anger, or these really nasty places in our mind that sometimes we can end up in and feel like we're trapped. That's why a lot of first responders decide to unalive themselves, is because they're trying to get out of that place and they don't see the perspective, the bigger picture. We zoom out and see there are other places I can be. And if I can just reach a different place in my mind, I'm not only going to feel better, I'm going to feel more hopeful. I'm going to see more solutions in my life, ways to get out of this. It's just that right now I'm just right here. And instead of it feeling like that's our end game, well, I'm in Detroit, guess I'm gonna take really extreme action. Cutting edge cognitive science is showing us that the same neurons that we use to navigate through our physical reality are the ones that we use to navigate through our mental reality. So I separate them in terms of the physical world, our physical environment. When you're trying to get from point A to point B, those are the same neurons you use in your mind when you're navigating your own thoughts, ideas, predictions, all the stuff that's happening in your mind. You're trying to get from point A to point B too. There are navigational neurons involved in this process. Our brain thinks in terms of maps, always. And there's a spatial quality you can feel to this. If I were to ask you right now, in your mind, say to yourself, I'm a billionaire. Does that feel close for you spatially, or does it feel far away? Probably, unless you're a secret billionaire, it feels far away. It feels unattainable. It feels unreachable, unreal for us. Meanwhile, our triggers are the places that we have well-worn neural pathways right to that location on our mental map. So think about the things that trigger you. Think about how fast they trigger you. You're just there. You're instantly upset, or you're instantly whatever, sad, or whatever the trigger is. You've practiced it so many times. You have practiced going to that place on your mental map so many times that we feel instantly teleported to that location. Far versus close, you can feel it. There's a spatial quality in your own mind. Our brain is predictive. We are constantly in our minds thinking about what's going to happen next. We're making guesses about the future, about what's going to happen tomorrow. We are constantly simulating in our mind things that are going to happen or revisiting memories. We're constantly in this kind of imaginal space. And we tell stories about what's happening. Like tomorrow at noon, I'm going to go meet with this person. And we think about it before it happens. We kind of pre-pave our experience of something. Have you ever had a story about someone and you saw them as a really good person? Maybe they were a really good friend or a really good coworker. And then you found out one piece of information about them, something that they lied about, a mistake they made, and your opinion of them changed instantly. You're like, whoa, this completely shifted my perspective on this person. That's because you moved them on your mental map. You actually took that representation of them and put it in a different place. And so now when you visit this place, after finding out this little piece of information, it doesn't feel good. Whereas before, they were your best friend. They were on a pedestal. They were the bee's knees. This is the same thing. It's a very simple concept that we're constantly doing throughout the day. This is the same thing you're going to do for yourself. This is how we move through our mental maps. It's all about changing perspective. When you're in a really bad state about something, when you're feeling really frustrated, challenged, stressed out, overwhelmed, anxious, if you can radically change your perspective on it, you're going to move on your mental map and it's going to feel different. You're going to have a different lived experience because you've shifted on your mental map. And so you're never stuck anywhere. That's the first thing I want you to know about mental fitness is, again, think of a map. You cannot get stuck if you know how to move. What I want you to realize is that when you are in those dark places, realize that it's not finite. It is not the end game. It is not the end of the world, of the end of the road. If you can just move, how can you radically change your perspective or your opinion on this? This is what we have to do for ourselves. This is what the process that we do in learning how to mentally navigate, because your ability to mentally navigate yourself is your degree of mental health, friend. How can I radically change my opinion on this? That's the question. How can I radically change my opinion on this situation? And you're naturally going to move. One of the good ways to do this that I find is go get more information. Go gather information about something. When you do that, your perspective is naturally going to shift. You're going to find a piece of information, again, like your friend that, oh, you learned that they lied, or you learned that they did something that you don't approve of. Your perspective shifted on them. You're going to figure this out for yourself by gathering more information. Go learn about it. And you're either going to learn, wow, this isn't what I thought. Like perhaps if you're in the middle of a divorce and you learn 80% of people who get divorced the first time typically get remarried. Wow, 80%. Okay. That helps you shift your perspective of like, oh my God, I'm never going to find another soulmate like him or her. No, it gives you more perspective of like, okay, odds are good. I'm probably going to get married again. I'm probably going to find someone else who's even better for me. And I'm going to do this again. And it's not the end of the world. This is what we have to do. So go find more information. That's always the way that I did it before I started to learn mental mapping. That's how you move yourself. That's how you use mental mapping to always stay in control of yourself and never feel trapped. Another way is to come join us. Come join our community over at firepowerx.com for regular content, live coaching opportunities, and peer-to-peer networking events where you can do just that and become a total Christopher Columbus of your mind and go wherever you want. Set sail for new lands, my friend. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.